YouTube's copyright system is completely and utterly broken. This should come to a shock to absolutely nobody who has more than 3 brain cells. If you're not familiar with what I do, I am a movie commentary channel, meaning what I do pertains specifically to commenting or criticizing certain aspects of film. And so a big part of what I do here on YouTube pertains to film. I'm criticizing, commenting, and I'm using clips and scenes from said movie in order to craft a video that comments or criticizes it. And for those not familiar with what copyright is, let me give a brief explanation of it. Copyright is a legal protection over one's work. This could be things like art or writing or film or video or anything of that such, anything creative really. And what this does, it allows the owner to actually profit off of what they're doing. And this is incredibly important, as people who put time and effort into creating things should be rewarded for it. At no point am I going to disagree by saying that copyright is an important law, because it is. For people like me who dedicate their lives to creating content, there should be a thing in place that allows people to own that and for nobody else to come and take it. However, an exception to this law is a thing called fair use. And as the name implies, it allows another person to fairly use that person's work. Essentially, another person can come and reuse or repurpose that person's work either by transforming it in a certain way, commenting, or criticizing over top of it. And this is how every major YouTuber is able to show clips either from other people's videos, pictures online, or movies, as in this example. It is this basic foundation that allows for things like movie reviews or gameplay reviews to exist. I'm also going to agree with the fact that there should be fair use laws in place. However, not every example of fair use is incredibly clear-cut. There are always exceptions. However, I would argue that in most cases, fair use is typically correct. However, if you've been on YouTube for more than 5 seconds, you will quickly find out that everything is not as it should be. So let's talk about how YouTube identifies copyright on its platform. What YouTube will do is every time that you upload a video, once it's uploaded in a standard definition form, even before it's published, it will scan that video for copyrighted images, videos, or sound effects. And again, this is how it should work. You shouldn't just be able to upload a person's song, or you shouldn't be able to upload an entire movie to YouTube, profit off of that, and steal that profit from the person who actually worked on it. All seems well until you realize that it is completely broken as to who can claim owns it. There are several cases on YouTube, and I encourage you to research this, of YouTubers who have false claims made on their channel, which is actually illegal, by the way. If any old Joe can just go on YouTube and claim, hey, I own this, without actually owning it, that causes a major problem, as it is using a legal doctrine to protect those who have dedicated their lives to making a craft and abusing it for themselves in order to profit off of something. Another big thing here on YouTube is that of large media companies claiming other people's videos. Another big thing is large media companies claiming other people's videos even though they fall under the exception of fair use. And that is why I've made this video today. Several of my videos have gotten copyright claimed under certain media companies. This ranges from MGM to Warner Brothers. Now, as a person who, like I said, has dedicated their time to researching and understanding copyright laws, as a person who does make creative work, I would know what would fall under fair use and would not fall under fair use. It is certain aspects of a video that make it fair use. Like I said, commentary or criticisms, which is the basis of my videos. Now, what will happen most of the time is in certain cases, it might be let go. Like in my case of my Terminator 1 kill count, which was copyright claimed by MGM. However, it didn't actually get blocked anywhere. The options that can happen when a copyright claim is filed, it can either be blocked or it can just be demonetized, which at this point I am not currently monetized. Therefore, in the case of Terminator 1, MGM claiming that had no real effect on me. It wasn't blocked anywhere. It just simply, they were taking their ad revenue from it, which it was non-existent in the first place. However, in the case of my Sharknado kill count, the owners of that claimed that. However, it was only blocked in certain regions, which granted I wasn't too upset about. I don't have many viewers from the UK in the first place, but one could argue that that is a bit of an audience to miss out on. However, I didn't really feel personally attacked on that matter. However, with my newest video that was supposed to come out today, is unfortunately not able to come out because of the claims made by Warner Brothers. My video on Stanley Kubrick's Full Metal Jacket was claimed by Warner Brothers. However, it was not only demonetized, but also blocked in every single country, meaning that nobody on YouTube could watch it. Now, thankfully, there is a way to get rid of these sanctions placed on creators, and that is by disputing them. However, these are also completely and utterly broken. When filing for a dispute, you have two options. You can either go for a dispute or you can go straight to an appeal. Now, YouTube will tell you these differences. A dispute will allow the original owner to respond within 30 days, and at that point, they can send an appeal to a person like me, the video creator. However, the major problem with this is that YouTube actually doesn't really intervene in this. It is sent to the original owner, which again, if you have more than 3 brain cells, is a very, very, very big problem. Because if they were the ones to make the claims in the first place, they're obviously going to tell the truth. But you're wrong, unfortunately, because they're not going to tell the truth, because they filed a claim that said, we own this. And by you sending them an appeal that's asking, hey, I know you own this, but this technically falls under fair use, so it should go up anyway. Now, obviously, the top execs at Warner Brothers would be very kind and accepting to that of people. Unfortunately, that's not how it is. In most cases, they will reject the dispute, and in that case, you are forced to make an appeal or delete the video there. And an appeal has very major legal troubles, as by sending an appeal, you are getting direct contact to a person who owns that original work. Again, YouTube doesn't really intervene with this. However, there are consequences to filing a dispute or filing an appeal, and that being the complete termination of your channel. Now again, this is completely and utterly ridiculous. Now I understand that filing false disputes and appeals is a very big problem, and that makes sense. People who falsely file disputes and appeals should be terminated. However, it is cases like mine and many others who are getting the short end of the stick when it comes to fairness. The complete and utter disregard towards a video creator is sidelined in favor of a big corporate fat cat entity. And the fact that YouTube has to dangle a threat with a complete destruction and devastation towards a thing that a person has worked on for potentially years is a fervent display of how they are completely out of touch with their creators on the platform. It is this complete lack of giving the video creator the benefit of the doubt when creating a video, when filing an appeal, that makes the system so completely and utterly broken. Now, why should a person like me care so much about this? It's not like I'm making money off of my videos anyway. And saying that you're not making money off of something is not a legitimate reason for fair use. Obviously, in my videos, I am providing commentary. I am criticizing certain aspects of the film. However, I am using footage of that film. And oftentimes what I will do is I will leave segments of the film completely unedited, and they'll only range from about 5 to 10 seconds, but it will be the original video played over with the original audio with no commentary over it. And while that could be a red flag in their system, it, however, is completely disregarded, as even though I might have commentary after the fact, it's still not directly over, which is still technically under fair use. It doesn't necessarily have to be directly over top of the video. As long as some sort of commentary or criticism is there, it will still technically fall under fair use. It is also ridiculous to me, however, that the video creators themselves are faced with a much larger penalty when filing a dispute or an appeal rather than the big corporate entity. And obviously you could argue things like, oh, well, they're paying them more money, or they're stuffing their pockets full of $100 bills. And while that's all fine and dandy, they actually don't have any repercussions at all. Warner Brothers, MGM are not fined, they are not penalized, they have absolutely nothing done to them if they mistakenly file a claim, which is completely and utterly ridiculous, as video creators themselves could be faced with legal troubles if they file an appeal. And the fact that Warner Brothers or any major media studio doesn't is completely and utterly unfair. It completely breaks everything that copyright should be for. Make no mistakes, ladies and gentlemen, it is not just the video creator who can blunder in terms of copyright. However, the fact that it is completely unjust and unfair to video creators is a terrible and devastating tragedy. For a platform that is based on creating things, YouTube has done a fine job at trying to prevent certain things from being made. And this is true even beyond copyright. This also includes things like community guidelines, which are so blurry and paper thin that I myself have been a victim of the complete and utter lack of disregard for its system. It is flawed in so many numerous ways that I could make an entire video just on community guidelines, but of course I'm talking about copyright here. So what can I do in my case of Full Metal Jacket? Well, honestly, not a whole lot. I filed a dispute, and of course that can take up to 30 days to be released. But of course, Warner Brothers can always reject and make me file an appeal, which again could result in the termination of my channel. So this could potentially be one of the last videos I ever make, which again is a threat that YouTube holds over its creators. And the fact that I am not the only person who has made this point clear, that YouTube's system is completely broken, should show how completely and utterly broken it is. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, there is not a whole lot we can really do. YouTube has made several under-the-table deals in order to keep their platform running because if people were just on their platform uploading things that did not belong to them, well, that would just be piracy. So I made this video to bring awareness to certain injustices that exist in YouTube's copyright system. And at no point here am I blaming YouTube at all. For all the negatives that this system has created, it has also kept things like pirators off the site. It allows people, again, to profit off of their work. It is rather unfortunate, however, that in most cases, it is being misused and or abused. I can't say with full confidence whether my video will go up or not, because at this point, again, there's not much I can really do. And so with that, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Justin or PBJ, and as always, have a nice day. Peace.